Yo, what is going on, you guys? This is GamingWithSal and welcome back to the channel. So if you guys haven't seen my most recent video, I went ahead and talked about why I feel like many people aren't enjoying the specialists here in Black Ops 4 as much as previous Call of Duty titles that also had specialists within them. And if you guys haven't checked that out yet, I highly recommend you go ahead and do so. The reason I wanted to go ahead and bring that up is because today's video is going to have a really similar topic, and that is, should specialists come back to Modern Warfare 4? Now, I know Modern Warfare 4 isn't confirmed yet and that we don't have an official word of what Call of Duty 2019 is going to be, but after giving it a lot of thought and going over reasons to why this year's upcoming Call of Duty could be either Ghosts 2 or Modern Warfare 4, I'm really starting to believe that it's going to be Modern Warfare 4 more. But once again, that's just my opinion and that a bunch of you would rather see Ghosts 2, so who knows? I could be wrong, but even with the chance of me being wrong, I'm confidently going to go ahead and say that I think it's going to be Modern Warfare 4. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that a bunch of you heard me ask that question earlier and were probably like,
"No, God, please, no! 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 No!"
But at the same time, I think it's a pretty valid question, or at least I think it is. The reason why I'm asking this question is because, believe it or not, we've seen specialists come to Call of Duty a lot more times than we think. It's already been 3 times in the last 3 to 4 years where we've seen specialists come to the franchise in one shape or form. We've had them back in Black Ops 3, here in Black Ops 4, also in Infinite Warfare, except they were called combat rigs instead, and I know this one doesn't count, but to a certain extent, even World War II. And the reason why I included World War II is because even though the divisions within that game weren't exactly specialists, they were sort of similar to them because of how each division had their own special abilities or features that they carried. As an example, the Resistance division in that game allowed players to be able to see where the enemy is coming from with the help of their minimap, sort of like how the acoustic sensor does for players here in Black Ops 4. Or even the Commando division, it was the only division that allowed players to parachute into the map. So based off of this idea alone, we technically have had 4 Call of Duty titles in a row to have specialists or some sort of character system that's close to that of specialists come to the franchise. Because of this, it wouldn't actually be too crazy to consider the possibility for us to see something like specialists come back into Modern Warfare 4 or whatever Call of Duty 2019 is going to be. Now, this would definitely be something that could make fans very upset because, like I said earlier in the video and in my previous video as well, specialists are starting to not be as enjoyable as they once were. And for players who are tired of them, mostly have good reasons to feel this way. For one, the way specialists are being designed nowadays is in a way where it's catering to the noobs and takes no skill to earn whatsoever. A good example of this is the Zero specialist in Black Ops 4. The player using her could literally go into a match with no kills whatsoever and die over and over again, but the moment they have Zero's main ability charged up, they can take down or hack whatever score streak or equipment the enemy is using. That is honestly beyond ridiculous in my opinion, and examples like this is what backs players up when they say that they want to see specialists go. But if Infinity Ward did end up putting specialists into their multiplayer for their upcoming game, I really hope that they designed them in a specific way that doesn't cater to the noobs or act as a participation reward for players just simply being part of a match. Because when it comes to specialists, they could work. I believe the idea behind specialists have potential. It's just the way that they're being implemented is causing them to not be as enjoyable, which to be honest can go for a lot of things when it comes to Call of Duty, but that's a whole different topic. Some of the things that these developers could have done is to make it where specialists earn their ability by getting kills or score as well. Basically, it's going to act like an additional score streak that doesn't reset upon death. That way, players have to earn their way to use some of these specialist abilities. I feel like that would be so much more better than just earning it because you're participating in a match. That's too easy. Or perhaps they could design these specialists to play a minor role with their abilities instead of drastically changing the way other players have to play in order to not get taken out by such abilities. For example, I've brought this up many times before, but what if specialists were all designed in a way like how Recon and Crash were designed here in Black Ops 4? I feel like that they are the perfect example of how specialists should be. None of their abilities are lethal whatsoever and can still give players an advantage when playing the game, but not the kind of advantage that is too overpowered. And then what if they combine both of these ideas into one, where players need to get kills or earn score to be able to get these abilities, but the abilities are non-lethal, sort of like Crash and Recon. If this were a thing, then I bet nobody would be complaining about specialists and would actually really like playing with them. It would make them fun rather than annoying. These are the kind of things I hope Infinity Ward have looked into, once again, if they are even going to be adding something like specialists in their game. Overall, specialists are a hit or miss, and if they continue to be designed in the way that they were designed for something like Black Ops 4, then I really feel like that it could ruin Modern Warfare 4 for a lot of people, and once again, giving Infinity Ward a very bad image amongst the Call of Duty community. And I think that we can all agree that this is something that they really don't need, especially because they've already suffered twice to get fans to enjoy their games in the past. This, in my opinion, is Infinity Ward's last shot. And I've said this before as well, but they can't afford to take risks this time around. They need to be focusing on things that they know will work, and although this is something that isn't as severe as, let's say, the reception for the introduction of thrust jumping and jetpacks within Call of Duty, but it is something that fans are slowly getting tired of. And hopefully Infinity Ward caught onto that trend before it even started to become more apparent, and then they decided what they wanted to go ahead and do from there on out in terms of designing their multiplayer. Once again, this is all based on just speculation and the assumption that they will be adding specialists in the multiplayer of their next game, so we will just have to see what ends up happening when Call of Duty 2019 officially gets announced. But with that said, that's pretty much all I have for you guys in today's video. I briefly went over how Infinity Ward can make their specialists work, while also giving scenarios of what could happen if they can't make them work. So this is where I gotta ask once again, should specialists come back to Modern Warfare 4? My answer is yes, only if they can do something close to the example or idea that I gave before of how they could be designed. Otherwise, no. I would also love to hear your responses in the comment section below if you guys want to go ahead and share your thoughts. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll never miss an upload, and follow me on my social media accounts to stay connected. Links will always be in the description below, and I will go ahead and talk to you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and bye.